Some of the greatest gaming experiences come from other players you interact with in-game, and games that include any form of proximity chat brings on a huge level of immersion. Whether it's a horror game where radio silence means your friends have been devoured, or a game where you need to figure out who the imposter is, there is seemingly endless fun in something so simple as prox chat. Most of the games like this come with some sort of price tag, but thankfully there are still some great free ones to try out. We tested quite a few of them out, and these are some of the best free proximity chat games on Steam. Prison Life is a prison break simulator where some players play as guards and others play as prisoners. Both prisoners and guards have daily tasks, but the prisoners need to find a way of escaping, while the guards need to try to stop them. It's very reminiscent of games like The Escapists, but with more players that can get involved. At first I didn't think that playing as a guard sounded very fun, but it did surprise me that your daily tasks are actually quite fun to do. I didn't really have any trouble finding a match in this game, so apparently there are quite a few people that play this. Overall, the game seemed like it would be really fun with friends, but there's definitely a lot of fun to be had with randoms.
Goose Goo Duck is basically Among Us, but free on Steam, has over 50 character roles, tons of maps, and honestly a completely different vibe to it. I honestly thought this was going to be a carbon copy of Among Us going into it, because I had never played this game prior to making this video, but I was surprised at how different it was. I mean, the concept is literally the same, but all the costumes, the maps, and especially the roles really make it kind of its own thing. The proximity chat is hilarious in this game. I feel like a game like this needs that added element to really heighten the experience. I remember when Among Us had just the chat feature, and it was okay, but not nearly as fun when you have prox chat. Anyway, the proximity chat is just great in this game, and the game itself is a solid free game to have in your Steam library.
VR chat is one of those games that you can just sit back and explore a ton of worlds with your friends. There are worlds with mini-games and all sorts of hangout spots for you to chill with your buddies, and you can also customize your in-game model to be whatever you want. The game uses an in-game workshop to let you join whatever world you want, and it makes for a really fun experience. The game also lets you meet new people. The in-game voice chat is actually pretty cool because you can have 20 people in a room and not hear everyone at once. The use of proximity chat in this game works very well to let you have fun with other people. It is not anything competitive, so if you are looking for a chill game with prox chat, then this is definitely a great choice.
Unturn seems to creep its way into many of our videos, despite it being a few years old. This is mainly because it still has a thriving community and is one of the best examples of an excellent free game in general. This game is an open-world zombie survival game where you can loot destroyed towns, build bases, and fight other players. Whenever we played this with a group of friends, we inevitably had something interesting happen with randoms. Some people will always shoot on sight, but overall we found that the community is pretty friendly and welcoming in general. The gameplay is very polished, and there are tons of servers to join that are both modded or unmodded. It's just a great game all around, and if you enjoy these types of games, then Unturn should be towards the top of your list.
I remember back when Crab Game first came out and playing it on Steam and just having a great time with the game. It's still super fun today. It may not be a game that gets updates every month, but it's still super fun and people are still playing it. The proximity chat can be a little intense at times, so if you're easily offended, you may want to skip this one. It borders the line of being as toxic as Call of Duty lobbies, but most of the time it's just super funny. It's not a game that has a ton of content, but it's still a gem of a game, and you can still find people online playing it even now. It's definitely worth trying if you haven't, and worth revisiting the game if it's been a while.
Will to Live Online is an open-world survival MMORPG that has you exploring an apocalyptic world where everything is out to kill you. The game starts you out in a safe area and explains pretty much everything you need to know. It also gives you a few things to start exploring the world with. There are a ton of quests to complete, and the game is actually pretty cool. knowing that there are a ton of other games out there that are similar. The world is interesting, and the proximity chat with other players is actually great. There is PvP in the game, so you do need to be very careful where you go and the people you run into. If you run into a high level player, you might be in trouble, but you can disable PvP if you want just that PvE experience. Overall, it's a great survival game for being free.
SCP Secret Laboratory has shown up in a ton of our videos and probably will continue to appear in our videos for a long time to come, and for good reason. This game just keeps getting better and better. They keep updating the game, improving the graphics, the mechanics, the SCPs in the game. Every time I come back to it after not playing it for a couple months, it just blows me away with how much they've improved it. The proximity chat is just top tier here. You'll get a good mix of super wholesome people to play with, but a lot of times everyone is just memeing and being crazy. I honestly don't think the game would be the same if it didn't have proximity chat. The community makes this game so good and so funny. There's really not much else to say about it. The game is absolutely incredible, and the proximity chat just doesn't get much better than this.
PUBG is one of those games for us that we played when it first released. We do have to say that the best years for this game were 2018 to 2019, but the game is still fun to this day. It does feel a bit slow compared to other new shooters, and that is probably why we haven't gotten back into it. But what is there in PUBG now is a ton of great new content, and you can play the game entirely for free. There is proximity chat in the game for those people who like to have it on, and it makes for some really funny interactions. If you are interested in a game that will keep you entertained with all the other people talking, then you might want to download it for the first time or hop on the game after years of not playing it.
And those were some of the best free proximity chat games you can play on Steam. If you enjoyed this video or checked out any of these games, leave a like and subscribe to Cubold Gaming. Thanks for watching, we'll see you in the next video.